Theft protection stops those pesky criminals from stealing our devices, but sometimes it works against us too. I mean, what if we forget our passwords? If you didn't already know, Android devices have a form of theft protection called FRP. It's essentially protection to stop people from resetting stolen devices and then reselling them. So if you reset an Android device whilst it was signed into a Google account, you're going to have to re-enter the Google account details when you set up the device again. It's similar to like the iCloud locks on Apple devices. When I was over at my friend's house at the weekend and his mum mentioned that they had a locked Android tablet, I thought, I know about this stuff. I'll just plug it into my computer, run some commands and have it unlocked in 10 minutes. Well, it turns out I could not have been more wrong. So without further ado, let me tell you a story that involves taking apart a tablet, borrowing software from a stranger online, and running down the street with some glue. Let's go back a bit. So it turns out that unlocking these tablets is a lot more difficult than I thought, and unfortunately it is not just plugging it into your computer and running a few commands. Tablets like these actually need to be opened up to be unlocked. Essentially there's an exposed pad inside of these tablets called the test point, and it's there so that the tablet can be programmed whilst it's being manufactured, and also so that it can be accessed by whoever made the tablet during any repairs or, anything diagnostic related. Luckily, some people much more intelligent than me figured out that we can actually use this point to our advantage. Once I'd removed the screen with a bit of hot air, there were many more tiny screws to remove. But once they were all out, I had finally gained access to the motherboard of the tablet. The test point for this specific tablet is located just above the battery connector. You trigger the test point by shorting it to ground. This essentially just means getting some kind of conductive material. I used a pair of metal tweezers, and putting one leg of the tweezer on the test point and the other on any sort of ground plane. So for me, I just used the metal shield which was next to the battery. This is essentially how clicking a button works on any electronic device. Unfortunately, Samsung hates me, so they've just decided to make it that little bit more difficult. Today's video is sponsored by JLC PCB. JLC PCB is the cheapest and best way to get your PCBs printed professionally. They offer lots of customization on PCBs, including the colour of the silkscreen, thickness of the boards, and lots of other things that you need to make your PCB perfect. They offer a top-notch quality service at low, affordable prices. They also offer 3D printing and CNC machining, making them the perfect solution for all of your project's needs. Go to the link in the description below to get your PCBs professionally printed today. Big thanks to JLC PCB for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. So once I'd located the test point, I plugged it into my computer and the device was detected. But then we ran into one small problem. Now we actually need some software to unlock the device. I mean, having it in the test mode is great, but to actually unlock the device, we need something on the computer which is going to exploit it. The only software online I could find that could do this for me was called Chimera. This tool's really popular among repair shops and just people who do a lot of these kind of devices, because there are loads of developers behind it which actively are looking for their own exploits to unlock these devices. The only problem for me is it costs £100 a year for a license to this software. I'm dedicated to unlocking this tablet, but £100 to unlock one device is not really going to work for me. Luckily, one of the guys that was helping me over on the Android Root Discord knew a friend which had access to this software. So, Stranger 1 messaged Stranger 2 and asked if another stranger, me, could borrow the software. At this point, I was 100% sure he was going to say no. I mean, why would you just let some random person on the internet borrow your £100 software? Yeah, I didn't really expect that one. But before I knew it, I was downloading Chimera and I was logged into his account. This software is actually really impressive, and if I had a lot of these devices to unlock and mod or whatever else, then I would definitely buy a license to this software. It's just for a one-time thing, it really just doesn't make sense. Chimera detected the tablet right away, and once I went to Tools, clicked the FRP unlock option, it genuinely had all the locks removed in about 15 seconds. And that was it for the software side. In a little over 15 seconds after obtaining the software, of course, I had the tablet unlocked. Now it's just time to put the tablet back together. I put all of the screws back in to hold in the mainboard, and there was a little plastic sheet that went over the main board to protect it. Once all the screws were back in, I came to another little problem. Because Samsung is thriving to be my 13th reason why, it turns out that they don't actually use screws to hold in the screen and instead opt to use glue. Companies like Apple usually use this to prevent dust from getting underneath the screen, or in some cases they use it as like a water resistance kind of gasket. But this tablet isn't water resistant anyway, so the only conclusion I can come to is that Samsung is just trying to make repairs like this more difficult for people like me. I don't own any of the glue that is required to stick down these screens. Now, I could have probably got away with just using some random glue, but I didn't really want to seal this thing shut in the case that it needed to be opened again. At the end of the day, I wanted to do the job properly. There's a repair shop local to me, so I went in and asked if I could borrow or buy some of their glue, and they told me that they only had one tube of it. For anyone interested, it's the B7000 glue. But since they only had one tube of this stuff in their shop, they weren't going to give it to me because obviously they need it for repairs. They were very kind though, and they told me that I could borrow the glue because they didn't have any repairs they were working on at the minute, assuming I brought it back before the shop closed. I got the glue at about 4:30 PM and the shop closed at 5 PM. So long story short, I sprinted back home, applied the glue to the tablet, put lots of weight on top of the tablet's screen to make sure that the glue sealed properly, and then I opened the door, ran back to the shop, looking like a maniac, running down the street with a stick of glue. After probably terrifying a few pedestrians, I returned home and the glue had already started to dry. I'm pretty sure this glue dries after about 15 minutes, but just to be safe, I left it for a few hours under the weight. And then after I removed the weight, I left it to sit for another 48 hours just to ensure that the screen wasn't going to come up. So yeah, in the end, it was a job well done. It was a bit of a faff, but ultimately, my friend's brother got his tablet back, and I got to go for a little run, which never hurts after Christmas. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel a lot more than you think. And for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.